from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
But man, I don't want to hold everybody. We are starting early, so let's get in and get out. And we're gonna start off with the top 10 matchup for this weekend. We got Michigan State taking on Ohio State. Michigan State opened up. Excuse me. Michigan State's the number seven for the year. The 9-1, 7-2-1 against the spread. While the Ohio State Buckeyes are 9-1 on the year, 5-4-1 against the spread as well. This line opened up in favor of the Buckeyes minus 17.5. Right now, that line's at 19. And for you total lovers, it opened up at 68, and there hasn't been too much movement on it. They're pretty much at 68. Some spots got it at 68.5. So if you, depending on what you're looking for, it's out there. Michigan State got hella injuries. You know, kicker Coughlin, he is questionable. Camper, defensive end, is questionable. Carrot, the guard, is questionable. Collins, the running back, is questionable. I mean, man, they have a lot of injuries. They definitely have a lot of injuries, and everybody's questionable for this game. While the Buckeyes, you know, they're pretty banged up too. Shit, their list is a little bit longer. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, he may be questionable. I see that sticks
That's
out
the
to me
guy right there, Gary Wilson.
for real. The Texas product, he's questionable. Let me see. I mean, they got a lot of guys out too.
Man,
So
you know what? I'm finna rant real quick. My bad, coach.
go ahead,
That's
go
the
ahead.
shit that pisses me off right there.
What?
Somebody asked me how can UT, and I'm not a big UT fan. Real quick, somebody asked me how can UT get back to prominence? Like you can't let shit like that keep happening. Like you can't Texas, you can't let Ohio State come out here and get that guy if you
Yeah,
Texas.
and
You know what I'm saying?
and and to be honest with you, he from Lake Travis, bro. So that's in Austin. That's
Yeah, it's in your
unacceptable.
fucking backyard.
Yeah, that's
Like you
unacceptable.
cannot do that. Like I get Bama coming down here and getting players. You know what I'm saying? Because that's Bama, and even OU, just because that's tradition with them taking so many players, they probably got bloodline. You know, alumni children and shit like that. But like, you can't let Ohio State come down here and snatch up talent like that, though, out your backyard. Dog. Like that shit.
And we literally talking backyard. Like that high
Man,
school's
that
like
shit. That shit's insane
15,
to me. He should
15, 20
love
minutes.
Texas, dog. Like
Yeah.
he should
Well, his
love
quarterback,
Texas.
was Hudson Card, and he committed to Texas. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Even they dropped the ball even on that. Like, dude, we signed your quarterback. Come on.
There's no
I don't
way,
know.
dog. We should. It's no way. So many schools come to Texas and snatch up our players. And like I said, I'm not the biggest. I haven't really been a Texas fan since VY because you know
Yeah,
he from the city. So, but that shit there just it's unacceptable. My bad.
big time,
I
big
didn't
time.
mean to interrupt. Just
Well, the injury reports for both teams are long, peoples. So y'all do go check out, do your research on that. Michigan State's coming off a 40-21 bounce back victory over Maryland, while the Ohio State Buckeyes beat Purdue 59-31. Let's get to these actual factuals real quick. The Spartans, they're 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 13. They're 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games, 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Ohio State. 0-5 against the 0-5 straight up in the last games against Ohio State. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road, and the total's gone under 5 out of the last 5 games whenever they're playing on the road against the Buckeyes. Let's get to Ohio State's actual factuals real quick. They're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. The overs hit 11 out of 16. They're 8-0 straight up in the last 8 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6, like I said before, against Michigan State. 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games at home. 5-0, no, excuse me, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against an East Division opponent. So we got the Buckeyes taking on Sparty. Marley, what's the play?
man, the injury report is killing me, Coach. I'm not gonna lie.
This shit long.
On both sides, but the play for me is gonna be Ohio State first half. Probably gonna be -10. Um, I think 19 might be too much, but it's kind of hard to tell with the injury report. Initially, when I saw the line in the game, I was probably all over Michigan State plus 19. We've been riding with them since the beginning of the season. They really only let us down one maybe two spots all season. But when I started looking at the injury report, I couldn't pull that trigger, and I went back and looked at the way Ohio State pretty much dominated Purdue at the giant killer this season at home. Michigan State's on the road, not in Sparty, wherever I can't think of Michigan State, where the hell they at right now. What city? Fuck is Michigan State at? It'll come to me later.
Let me see.
But I like Ohio State. First half, I'm gonna ride with Stroud and the Buckeyes. Flat top, this was your team. You told me around week 1 or 2, and it didn't.
They're making their way back.
Yeah,
after that Oregon loss.
Right. So I'm going to ride with your guys here in Stroud, and they've been pretty dominant. Like you said, since that Oregon debacle. Penn State was like the only team to keep it halfway close, and I was in Penn State. Nebraska did pretty good. Nebraska's a tough place to play. I mean, that wasn't in Penn State. That was at Ohio State, but I think Michigan State is just too banged up, man. Ohio State first half. That's the play. Get in. Coach's philosophy. Get in, get the fuck out.
All right, flat top. What's your play, big dog?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Marley. I think first half, because it's in give me one sec. Since it's at the Horseshoe, I like them first half to get that 10. I think they're going to start strong out the gate. The injury report kind of scares me, but the way that Stroud's been playing and, just seeing Michigan State had a lot of hype going, up to their point where they were undefeated, and then they let Purdue sneak up on them. I think they're going to be prepared for this Ohio State team, but they're pretty talented. I think on offense, they're just going to find a way to get some quick scores and be up by 10. 19's a lot for the game. I think Michigan State's may battle back and back to recover, but first half, I think they'll be able to put that 10 or whatever that line's going to end up being, and I feel pretty confident in that.
East Lansing. Sorry, Michigan State.
Is that where the game? Oh yeah.
I couldn't.
What about it?
Think of it at the time. I was trying to say where the Penn State game was, and I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember where East Lansing.
All right. Well, both of these guys. I'm gonna go with Michigan State for the full game. 19 points. 19 points is a lot of points in the Big Ten, especially if Wilson's questionable. And with as far as the injuries go, both teams are suffering from a lot of injuries. That Ohio State defense is still pretty inexperienced. I know they haven't they've been playing well as far as winning in the last couple of games, but they still got a lot of true freshmen out there in that backfield on the defensive side, and they just got a lot of freshmen period playing on this team. So I like Michigan State to keep it close, plus 19. I think my boy Kenneth Walker the third will go off. Michigan State, they don't when it's time to go against the upper echelon in the Big Ten, they don't put on blowouts, man, especially not 3 touchdowns. So Michigan State with them points is my play. Guys, be sure to like, subscribe, follow. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from